Alrighty, so I'm gonna take a stab at Stranger Things, the new TV series that was uploaded to Netflix the 15th of July last month there. Um, this first episode is just going to take a look at the previous films that they've done, as well as the actors of Stranger Things, and especially Winona Ryder. I believe she's an MK Ultra experiment, or sorry, MK Ultra patient. I believe her godfather Timothy Leary has had his hand in MK Ultra experiments in one way or the other. But anyways, gonna get into this now. Before I watched this show for the first time, actually, I was a little bit concerned because the very first the night before the very first time I watched it, I woke up in the middle of the night and there was just all I can describe it as is a shadow person. There was a shadow on my wall, and I did every possible thing that I could to get the shadow away. I didn't immediately try to get it away. I just tried to figure out where it was coming from and like what was making it, because it looked like a person. I'm telling you, there was a person standing at the foot of my bed or something. I don't know. Anyways, couldn't figure out where it came from or anything. And sorry, my cat's just getting in the way of stuff. Anyways, couldn't figure out where it was coming from, and I ended up just going straight back to sleep after I rubbed, or didn't rub my hand over it. I waved my hand over it at one point, basically almost touching it, and it didn't move or anything, but my shadow was cast over top of it, and I don't understand how it was there, where it was coming from. Anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. The morning after, I sat in bed and watched this show from the minute I woke up to sometime in the afternoon, and that's not something I typically do. I will get up in the morning and I will actually do something. But I sat there and I watched this show nonstop, and sure enough, it within the first couple minutes of the first episode, there is talking about shadows growing on the wall behind you, and this, that, and the other. And it's, like I said, I sat there with chills up my spine the whole entire time, and I didn't know what to think. But anyways, the Duffer Brothers, they were born and raised in Durham, North Carolina. They began making films in third grade, and they relocated to Orange, California to study film at Chapman University. After writing and directing for short films, their script for the post-apocalyptic horror film Hidden was acquired by Warner Brothers Pictures in 2011, shortly after they graduated from college. The brothers directed the film in 2012, which was released in 2015. M. Night Shyamalan read the script and hired them as writers and producers on the Fox television series Wayward Pines. From their experience in television, they began pitching their idea for Stranger Things, and it was eventually picked up by Netflix. Now, I want to point out one of these short films that they had out before they were picked up by Warner Brothers in 2011. The short film, I believe it was their first one, I'm not 100% sure, was called Road to Moloch, and the screenplay editors were Matt and Ross Duffer. And this Road to Moloch was 17 minutes long. It was released July 21st, 2009, and it is pretty satanic by the looks of things. I haven't watched it, I'm not going to, don't find the need. But anyways, it's there. That was before Hidden, which was their 2015 film. The script was originally picked up by Warner Brothers in 2011, though, as it says right here. Anyways, when I first looked up these guys, I saw their filmography, and something that I found odd is The Road to Moloch was originally there, and it's no longer there anymore, and I have no way of actually showing this, but whatever. Anyways, Hidden was also dropped. I don't find anything too significant about this movie, but this is the movie that was picked up by Warner Brothers, so I mean it has to have something in it. It was dropped September 15th, 2015. You can feel free to take a look at the actors if you want. Maybe you can find more on this, more than I can at least, but anyways, I'm going to move on to Stranger Things. Stranger Things is the TV show that I'm going to be covering here. It was released in July 2015, or July 15th, 2016. Sorry, a lot of numbers flowing through my head right now. Its production companies are 21 Laps Entertainment and Monkey Massacre. Sorry. It's based in 1983. On November 6, 1983, in the small town of Hawkins, Indiana, 12-year-old Will Byers vanishes mysteriously. Will's mother, Joyce, becomes frantic and tries to find Will. The police chief investigates, so do Will's friends. The very next day, they see a psychokinetic girl who knows where's Will's whereabouts. As they uncover the truth, a sinister government agency tries to cover it up, while a more insidious force lurks just beneath the surface. Now, November 6th, right there, we've got 9/11 upside down. And if you take this, 1983 is 33 years from 2016. Now, as I pointed out, the Duffer Brothers are infamous for their symbolism, as we can see here. I believe that they had a really keen hand in what went on with this whole show. Anyhow, Winona Ryder. She was born on October 29th, 1971. She was originally named Winona Laura Horowitz. I believe that she was, or is, an MK Ultra patient, and the reason why is because her father, Timothy Leary, her godfather, Timothy Leary, is known for advocating the exploration of therapeutic potential of psychedelic drugs under controlled conditions. He conducted experiments under the Harvard psilocybin project during the American legality of LSD and psilocybin, resulting in the Concord prison experiment and the Marsh Chapel experiment. So he was also fired shortly after that for giving psilocybin to an undergraduate student. He believed that LSD showed potential for therapeutic use in psychiatry. He used LSD on himself and developed a philosophy of mind expansion and personal truth through LSD. He popularized catchphrases that promoted his philosophy, such as turn on, tune in, drop out, set and setting, and think for yourself and question authority. He also wrote and spoke frequently about transhumanist concepts involving space migration, intelligence increase, and life extension, and developed the 8-circuit model of consciousness in his book Exopsychology, which dropped in 1977. He gave lectures, occasionally billing himself as a performing philosopher. During the 60s and 70s, he was arrested enough to see the inside of 36 different prisons worldwide. Richard Nixon once described Leary as the most dangerous man in America. And you can clearly see why. I mean, he's anybody who tries to alter somebody else's mind like this is not good in my books. Anyways, I believe that he had his hand in MK Ultra experiments, and I will tell you why in the next episode. But for right now, I believe Winona Ryder was also a patient, because in this TV show, I mean, it's littered with MK Ultra. But anyways, she described herself as Jewish. Says here, her many family members of her father's family perished in the Holocaust. Anyways, she when she was 7 years old, her and her family relocated to Rainbow, a commune near Elk in California. They had a remote property with no electricity or television sets. She began to devote her time to reading, became an avid fan of Catcher in the Rye. She developed an interest in acting after her mother showed her a few movies on a screen in the family barn. At age 10, she moved on again, this time to Petaluma, California. I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing that right, correct me if I'm wrong, probably Petaluma. During her first week at Kenilworth Junior High, she was bullied by a group of her peers who mistook her for an effeminate, scrawny boy. As a result, she ended up being homeschooled. When she was 12, she enrolled at the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco, where she took her first acting lessons. In '89, she graduated from Petaluma High School with a 4.0 GPA. She suffers from acrophobia because of a traumatic near-drowning experience at age 12. And I believe that this was probably actually from an MK Ultra experiment of use of sensory deprivation tanks and whatnot. Anyways, this caused problems with the underwater scenes in Alien Resurrection, some of which had to be reshot numerous times. Now, I wanted to take a look at her debut film, Lucas. Here, I'll quickly pull this up. Her debut film, Lucas, was a debut film directed by David Seltzer. And as I pointed out, David Seltzer is also the director of the movie Prophecy, which I just pointed out has a lot of numerology and symbolic meaning with what's going on in our world right now. But anyways, David Seltzer directed this, and it says, I believe in this somewhere, it says that David Seltzer discovered Winona Ryder. I mean, this is her debut, so he probably had his hand in it, but I read that somewhere there. I couldn't find it again, but anyways, it starred Corey Haim as well, and Corey Haim has been known. He came out recently speaking on the child pedophilia rings in the film industry. It's taking place. Cary Green, Charlie Sheen, everybody knows about Charlie Sheen. Courtney Thorne Smith. As I said, it was Winona Ryder's screen debut. It's dropped 3/28 in 1986. And again, I believe that both of these two children here, these adults now, but I believe they're both patients, MK Ultra patients. Anyhow, there's David Harbour, who was born April 10th, 4/10/74. I'm sure you can pick apart some some more things about him. But anyways, Finn Wolfhard, Canadian child actor. He's known for Mike's character, and he's age 13, born December 23rd, 2002. Millie Bobby Brown. This is the actress who plays Eleven in Stranger Things. She was born February 19th, 2004. And like I said, she's the actress who plays Eleven. She started her career after moving from Barcelona to Orlando in 2011. She's also been in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, Hell's Kitchen, Grey's Anatomy, a couple other shows here. She's age 12. I wanted to point out with Finn here, he's going to be in the upcoming movie It. And apparently he's been in the 100, and I can't believe that, or I mean I can, but I've never seen him in it, and I'll have to take a look next time I watch it, because that's one of my favorite shows as well, and I want to do some decoding on that as well. But anyways, he's also in Supernatural, and Supernatural is another show with loads of symbolism in it, if you even want to call it that. I mean, the whole show itself, it's called Supernatural, but anyways, it's a WB show. Cara Buono, I'm not too sure how to pronounce her name. She was born March 1st, 74, so 3-1. She's been in a couple other shows. I'm gonna keep moving on though to Matthew Modine, MM. He was born 3/22/59. 3/22. He was in another film that actually, I'll pull it up right here. These are the films that David Seltzer directed. And David Seltzer, again, I believe that he was the one who discovered... Oh, hold on here. There we go. Just have to get things loaded. David Seltzer was the one who discovered Winona Ryder for the role in Lucas. And David Seltzer is also known for his screenplays, which include The Omen, Prophecy, 6 Weeks, My Giant, and Dragonfly, Bird on a Wire, Lucas, Punchline, Shining Through, Nobody's Baby. Well, The Omen, I'm sure most of you know what this show is about, but if you don't, it's about a young child that's adopted at birth by an American ambassador named Robert Thorne, unbeknownst to his wife, shortly after their own son is stillborn. They are surrounded by mysterious and ominous deaths, unaware that the child is the Antichrist. It was released by 20th Century Fox in June 1976. It's won some awards and whatnot. Anyhow, this movie was released June 6th, 1976, or 6/6/76, or June 25th, 76, which is 6/7/76. It was 111 minutes long. It grossed $60.9 million. Anyways, here you see the double funeral of, and spoiler alerts if you don't want to see the ending of this movie, but anyways, the double funeral of Catherine and Robert is attended by the President of the United States, who now has custody of a smiling Damien. Damien is the name of this Antichrist child in this show. Okay, sorry, I just needed to check. You're still here. Just before the credits roll, Revelations 13:18 appears. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now, he directed that. He also directed Prophecy, the film that I already decoded earlier today. Dropped June 15th, 1979, which is 6679. There's something to do with these dates here. He likes to use it in a lot of his films, or at least he happens to be directing the screenplay of all these films which have absurd numerology in them. Anyways, Dragonfly, which, as we can see right here, the cover is showing a cross, and it's about contacting a spirit, his late wife, through near-death experience. Well, I believe what it's showing us right here with this cross, or the crossroads, I believe it's ley lines connecting and crossing over. And once we have a cross and a ley line, there's a lot of energy concentrated in one spot, and most people believe that that's where you can connect to the afterlife and spirits within. But anyways, it's showing a ley line there, as far as I can tell. It was released February 22nd, 2002, which is 22222. Like I said, they love their numerology. Yeah, and this Nobody's Baby, which Matthew Modine is also in. He's Sonny in this. Anyways, Nobody's Baby was released January 21st, 2001. 1/21/21. 1/21/21. The runtime is 112 minutes. And this was released at the Sundance Film Festival. Hold on here. It's after being released. Sorry, yeah. Following its premiere at 2001 Sundance Film Festival, the film was not released theatrically. It received a USA home video release on August 20th, 2002. Yet again, 20 backwards. They just love the symbolism. Anyways, that is that's David Seltzer, that's Winona Ryder, that's Stranger Things for you. That's just the actors. I haven't even gotten into this screenplay and the actual show itself yet. And I will in my next video that I upload. But I just wanted to point out these numbers and dates and whatnot. And another thing I wanted to point out is Winona Ryder was also, let's see if I can find this quick here. Here, yeah. Ryder was set to star in Broken Dreams with actor River Phoenix. The project was put on hold due to his untimely death in 1993. Well, River Phoenix, who died when he was age 23, was born August 23rd, 1970. He died on Halloween when he was 23 of a drug-related heart failure. His remains were scattered in Macanopy, Florida, U.S. And Macanopy, Florida was founded by a man known as Moses Elias Levi. Now, I believe this is talking about his death. He died September 7th. Oh, sorry, I was thinking that was November. My bad. I'm losing it now. Anyways, the zip code is 32667. This is where River Phoenix was. His ashes were scattered, and he also died in the middle of filming Dark Blood. And in fact, he died on October 31st of a drug-related heart failure, quote unquote, on the sidewalk outside of the West Hollywood nightclub, the Viper Room, at age 23. And like I said, he was filming Dark Blood, and he was also filming Broken Dreams with Winona Ryder. Let's see if you're still there. You're still there. Good. Another thing I wanted to point out, the mother of River Phoenix, this whole family is off, to say the least. Arlen Phoenix. She was born December 31st, 1944, as Arlen Sharon Dunitz. I'm not too sure how you pronounce that, but anyways, she's commonly known as Heart Phoenix because soon after their first daughter, Rain, was born in 1972, after their son, River, was born, they joined the religious group Children of God, and they toured as Christian missionaries for several years. During that time, their son and daughter, Joaquin and Liberty, or Libertad, were born. Arlen and John renamed themselves for a brief period, taking the names Jochebed and Amram, respectively. I apologize if I pronounced those wrong. The couple eventually grew disillusioned with the Children of God and left in 1977. Arlen would later state that her and her husband were opposed to the cult's increasingly distorted rules, particularly the practice of flirty fishing, whatever that is. They returned to the U.S. in late 1977 and lived in Winter Park, Florida, where Arlen gave birth to her youngest child, Summer. Around this time, they legally adopted the surname Phoenix. Arlen later changed her name to Hart in 1988 and began to embrace veganism as their new diet and lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. Arlen got a job as executive secretary for NBC, later hired an agent, Iris Burton, and eventually got all of her children acting work. She's now married to Jeffrey Weisberg. Anyways, some pretty crazy stuff with these guys, with all this. Anyways, kind of went off topic a little at the end there, but Stranger Things, I'll be decoding it in the next, maybe not tonight. I don't know how up for a decoding I am of a 55-minute episode, but anyways, you'll see it soon. I hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys are doing well. Much love. God bless.